We're going to solve the equation e to the x all to the x times e to the 12 equals e to the 8x. Now firstly, I noticed that all the bases in this equation are the same. They're all base e, therefore I do not need to convert any of them. Next, I noticed that this e to the x and then to the x again can be simplified, because when you have an exponent that's being raised to another exponent, we can use the law to say that these two exponents can be multiplied together. So we have e to the x times x, and the rest remains the same because there's nothing that can be simplified in these two terms here. So e to the x times x times x is x squared. So we have e to the x squared times e to the 12 equals e to the 8x. Here I can use another law of exponents to say that if I have two of these exponents that are the same base e and I multiply them together, then I can add the exponents together. So we're going to have a single base e now to the x squared, and we're going to add 12. And on this side, e to the 8x. Now because we've got two of the same bases in an equation sign in the middle, we can safely say that if I were to remove these two bases e, then the exponents would also be equal to each other. So let's do that now. So we remove the e's and we're left with, on this side, x squared plus 12, and on this side we have 8x. Now you should notice that we've almost got a quadratic equation here. I'm going to move the 8x from the right side to the left side. And we're going to arrange these in descending order. So we've got x squared minus 8x plus 12 equals 0. Now we have here a quadratic equation which equals 0, which means that there are a number of ways that we can indeed solve this quadratic equation. There is factoring the quadratic formula and completing the square. Now I always look to see if we can factor at first, and luckily it looks like we can. So let's go ahead and have two brackets. And since this is a positive x squared, I know that in each of the brackets there's going to be an x to the power of 1. Now I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to give plus 12 and add together to give minus 8. So I think they're going to be minus 6 and minus 2. Minus 6 plus minus 2 is minus 8, and they multiply to give me plus 12. So it looks like these are the correct factors, and we make this equal to 0. And now that we've got two factors and 0 on each side, we can use the zero product rule, which means that either of these have to be 0 for this whole equation to be true. And then once we have these, it's very simple. We follow through each one. So with this one, we move the minus 6 to the right side, x equals 6. And with this one, we move the minus 2 to the right side, and we're left with x equals 2. So finally, I can say that x is going to be equal to either 2 or 6. And this is my final answer. So hopefully you found my guidance for today's question useful, and if you have any of your own questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll get to them. See you next time.